There are over 250 characters in Marvel Strike Force right now, and with all these selections, it can be a little overwhelming at which characters you should be building and which characters you should be holding off for later. But in this video, we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to count down the top 10 farmable, aka free-to-play characters that you should be building right now in Marvel Strike Force. And if you're ready for all of that, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello there, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, yes, we are counting down the top 10 free-to-play farmable characters in Marvel Strike Force to help make it easy for you to decide which characters you should be building, which you should be skipping. Now, if it's your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We have news videos, question and answer videos, blog reviews, gameplay, countdown videos like this, everything that help you in Marvel Strike Force, helping your gameplay experience. But before we get to this countdown, I do want to talk about these characters that are not going to be eligible for this list. And these include some of the best characters in a game, some of your legendary characters, your Dark Dimension characters, some of the newer characters in a game that are required for a lot of important content, but are not farmable, so they're not going to make the cut of this list. Now, currently, as I'm recording this, US Agent, Peggy Carter, they're not farmable, but US Agent should be farmable a little later this week. Peggy Carter was just announced she should be farmable on the 24th of August. And there's a couple characters in here that you could questionably count as farmable, like Quicksilver, like Big Time Spider-Man, like Deathlock. But for the purposes of this list, if they're not available on a node, if they're not available in a store, they're not going to be eligible. Permanent legendaries are also eligible for this list. But let's clear this off and talk about the characters that were not eligible the last time we did this and who are eligible now. And we have three of them. Dark Beast is farmable on Nexus Hard 2.9. We have Absorbing Man farmable on Nexus Hard 1.9, and Nemesis was recently added to the Cosmic Crucible store. And like I said, US Agent may be eligible as you're watching this, but as of me recorded this, not eligible. He should be in the raid store later this week. And Captain Carter available in the Crucible store August 24th. And the way I've always rated these characters, Arena has always been most important in my opinion, because that's your major source of power cores, which can help you in all aspects of the game. The raids are also very important. That comes in right behind Arena, because that's where you're going to get your gear. That's where you're going to get a lot of important resources on a daily basis. So raid characters, very important, especially if you could sim these raids, it can save you a lot of time. Next is going to be Cosmic Crucible, and I value offense more than defense, and I value Cosmic Crucible more than War, because Cosmic Crucible has better rewards than War does currently in the game. And then last but not least is War, and for both of these modes, I value offense over defense. And those are the more important game modes in this game, and that is what they're rated. Also, they're going to get some special mention if they're viable for Dark Dimension. If you're thinking of bringing one of these characters, then I think it's going to be a good choice. And coming in at the number 10 spot for August of 2023 is CLOAK. Now, CLOAK is in this spot, but you could have CLOAK or Dagger. Both of them are very good. They're very interchangeable. They have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible right now. Very good on these new warriors. Also have some hidden value in the War as well. They're not as good in War, but they can still take out some non-meta teams. Where they lost a lot of value, they'll drop 5 spots this month, is in the raids. They were kind of a backup option for the raids, but now that we have Bifrost in the game, you're not using any other teams in that Mystic section except the Bifrost, unless you don't have them unlocked. Now, as far as the best abilities for CLOAK, well, he has a few of them. I like his passive here because it's going to help the focus for Mystic Heroes, new warriors, also up in the dodge chance when he has offense up. This is a huge ultimate. This is probably my favorite move that he does. Dagger also has some great moves, pretty much the same as far as the T4s. You don't want to invest too heavily, but passive is probably the best for Dagger. And the other great thing about CLOAK and Dagger, if you do have the gear for them, they both have that city tag, which means they're both viable in the tough city sections of Dark Dimension 6. So you can start to build them up for a variety of reasons, mainly Cosmic Crucible and Dark Dimension. But if you want to start to farm CLOAK, available in the Raid store and Villains 2.6. Daggers available in the Arena store and the Hard Villains 4.6. And their best ISO 8 classes, 64% of players have Skirmisher attached to CLOAK. and 60% of players have Striker attached to Dagger. And moving on to number 9, dropping one spot from last month, is our boy Gambit. Very, very good character, but did lose some value. Was primarily a Cosmic Crucible character, primarily a Cosmic Crucible team. Not a lot of use in Arena, not a lot of use in the raids, but where he does get a little extra value, he is a Horseman character or Horseman team character, which means you can use him for that Apocalypse unlock needed for that unlock. And if you want to unlock Magneto, well, he is a mutant as well. So very, very good character. Mainly his use is going to be Cosmic Crucible and War. That use is slightly dropping, which is why he dropped another spot this month. But let's go take a look at his kit real quick, see what makes him tick. And if you have to invest in one T4, it is this passive here on Crucible. And at any end of enemy turn, fill speed bar of 20% of this character, more max health. X-Men allies are gaining more max health as well and gaining stealth for 2 turns. This is a very, very good kit. I think the next best T4 for Gambit is this ultimate here. This is not a very early move, but you're going to do damage. 130% extra damage to all enemies, disrupted for 2 turns, and flipping 2 positive effects into negative effects. Very, very good character. The great thing about him is his basic has no cooldown. Now, I'm not sure if you want to take him with a global section. He does do some very good things, but I don't think he's a Dark Dimension candidate right now. But if you want to unlock him, well, very easy unlock. You can start to farm him in the Crucible store, and Raider seems to be the most popular class for Gambit. And moving on to number 8 spot, dropping 5 spots from last month, is our girl Cersei. Now, the big hit that Cersei and Icarus took is Bifrost. They were viable in the raids. They were viable in the Mystic section of the raids, but again, you're not really using them in the raids now that the Bifrost is here. They still have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible. They still are characters that I probably would take into Dark Dimension 6, but they've lost their raid value as well. So not available, not really viable in Arena if you have Apocalypse. Still very good team combined with Weaver if you don't have Apocalypse on defense or anything like that. So still sort of viable in Arena for newer players. And very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Very, very good in War as well. Pretty much whatever game mode you're going to take her in, she's going to be viable. Let's go take a look at her kit, see why she is such a great character. And if you look at these T4s, most players, at least longer time players, will have all these T4s done. I think the best is this passive here. More max health, not just for herself, but also Icarus, and more focus for herself and Icarus. But this ultimate, this opening ultimate move, more damage, more speed, more ability energy is awesome. This special with this stun is awesome as well. And this basic, removing positive effects from the enemies, is awesome. So I've actually done all of these T4s. I'm not sure if I would place them all on Cersei nowadays with the value that she has, but yeah, she's a very, very good character. And if you want to farm Cersei, available in the hard villain section 2-9. And the most popular ISO 8 class for her seems to be the Skirmisher class, with 64% of users having that Skirmisher class attached to her. Moving on to number 7 is her running mate, Icarus. We talked about why Cersei dropped. Well, Icarus dropped 6 spots for the very same reason as Cersei. Mainly, there are loss of value in these Mystic Raids because of the introduction of the Bifrost team, but still a backup Arena character if you don't have Apocalypse in your Arena Shard. Also very, very good for Dark Dimension 6. He does take that astral energy, so it may be a problem with Apocalypse, Sunfire, some other characters taking that same mini unique. But yeah, very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Very, very good in War. Pretty much whatever game mode you could use him in, he's going to be very, very good, except for the raids, because there's some better options there. Let's go take a look at his kit real quick. Very, very good kit, and kind of like Cersei, I've done all these T4s because of his previous Arena value. Nowadays, though, I still think his passive is great. It's only armor, it's only resistance, but since it affects the entire team, or both Cersei and Icarus, this is a great one. Now, I think his best move is not going to be his passive. It is going to be his ultimate there, but I think the best T4 is his passive. More damage on all attacks, and if Cersei and ally flipping all positive to negative effects on each ally. This is a big damaging move, and hopefully you have enough damage that you get to double tap with this move. Very, very strong T4. I've also done his special. There's a very good attack as well. Gives that death proofs, and then the basic is a very, very strong move. If you want to farm him, he is available in the raid store. Finally, after all this time, you can start to farm Icarus and Striker. majority of users, almost 80% of users, have Striker attached to Icarus. Very, very good character. I still think he's a great character, just not as versatile as he was in the past. Moving on to the number 6 spot, it is Loki, moving up 4 spots from last month. The main reason he moved up is the main reason a lot of these characters moved down is the introduction of that Bifrost team. Now, Loki doesn't have a lot of value in many game modes, not going to be an arena character, but Bifrost in the raids is why he is here. Also, with the new Room 2 in Cosmic Crucible, some people are using Bifrost, some people are using Rebirth. Gonna have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible, whether you're using Bifrost, Rebirth, using them on offense or defense. And they do have a little bit of value in War as well, but Loki mainly is here because of his value for the raids and his inclusion on that Bifrost team. Let's go take a look at his kit, see why he is such a great character. And the great thing about Loki, you don't need a lot of these T4s. I would probably T4 this passive because it's going to give evades, death proof the characters in the raids, which is primarily where you want to use him. But the rest of these T4s, I think you could skip, and I think that's a good thing. Now, if you want to farm Loki, develop him in the raid store, I would get him. He's an important part of this team. And as far as his ISO 8 classes, Skirmisher seems to be the most popular, with 52% of users having that Skirmisher class attached to Loki. Moving on with the list, coming in at number 5 this month is Magneto, dropping 1 spot from last month. Important part of that Death Seed team. Very, very important in the raids. Also important part of that Apocalypse unlock. You're going to need Magneto to unlock Apocalypse there. Very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Death Seed was kind of a staple to countering Rebirth in Room 6 in the previous season of Cosmic Crucible. And while they're not as guaranteed to beat Death Seed or even Bifrost, they still can beat some of the smaller teams in Room 2. But Death Seed is a very, very good team. They can counter a Young Avengers as well. So a lot of good value there, but mainly for the raids. So let's go move on to the kit for Magneto. Very, very good character. Now, one of the most important moves you're going to need is this ultimate here, getting those blinds on turn 1. And to get those blinds on turn 1, getting that big AoE attack, you need to do this passive here, because on spawn, he's going to generate 5 ability energy on a full Death Seed team, and that is what you need to make him work properly. As far as his ISO 8 class, Raider seems to be the most popular choice for non-Death Seed uses of Magneto, with 36% of players with that class attached. But on Death Seed, I think you do need that Striker class, with 34% of players having that Striker class attached to him. And he is a permanent legendary, so get your mutants unlike this character, because he's needed for content right now in Marvel Strike Force. Moving on to number 4 spot, and this is a new character on this list. It is Dark Beast, another member of this Death Seed team. And pretty much what I said for Magneto about where you could use Death Seed goes for Dark Beast as well. Raids, obviously, is going to where he's going to shine, but also in Cosmic Crucible, also in War. Let's go take a look at the kit of Dark Beast. He is a beast, and I think the best T4 you could put on him is going to be this passive here, flipping positive effects to negative effects on non-summoned enemies with the highest speed. Raid, you're going to flip 3 positive effects, chance to blind the enemy with 50% chance. Now, a very important move is this one here, this special. Now, I don't think you need a T4 this one, but this is what's going to allow you to bring characters back to life. And this is a very important move as well. Ability blocking for 2 turns. This is going to help them counter a lot of teams, not just in the raids, but in other game modes as well. So ultimate and passive is what I would do for Dark Beast. And as far as this ISO 8 class, his healer seems to be a good class, but only 11% of users have healer attached to him. Skirmisher is the most popular class, with 76% of users having Skirmisher attached to Dark Beast. And if you want to farm him, just made farmable on Nexus, hard 2-9. Let's move on with this list. Coming in at the number 3 spot, moving up 4 spots from last month, is OG Captain America. Yeah, Rebirth, a lot more important they were because of what happened in Cosmic Crucible. And Captain America, very important part of this team. I think the 2 most annoying members of this team obviously is Captain America, but also Peggy Carter as well. Very, very good in raids, in that bio section of the raids. Cosmic Crucible, you're getting a lot more value with the new rules of Cosmic Crucible as well. And they're very good in War as well. Let's go take a look at the kit for OG Captain America. I think the passive is a great T4. taunt for 2 turns when a rebirth ally drops below 50% max health, and this is why they're such a defensive nightmare in Cosmic Crucible. So if you're placing him on defense, make sure you have this T4, especially if you have a very large Captain America. I like the special as well. Gives him a taunt, gives ability energy to the allies as well. Very, very good character. If you want to farm Captain America, Nexus 1-3 is where you could get him. And he has a couple different ISO 8 classes. Fortifier has gained in popularity recently with 40% of players with that Fortifier class attached to him. But Healer is also another good class for Captain America. 32% of users have that Healer class attached to Captain America. And coming in at number 2 spot, no change from last month, is our old one-eye bandit space traveling Nick Fury, this non-Skrull version of Nick Fury. And yeah, the Invader team, very, very good in the raids, which was supposed to get easier this last patch. It's gotten a lot harder for me. Let me know what your thoughts are on these new, easier skill nodes in the raids. They seem a lot harder, but Nick Fury is one of the main reasons that this team is able to maybe not sim it, not anymore, but they are able to complete this. They're okay in Cosmic Crucible, they're okay in War, but they're mainly shining in the raids. And Nick Fury also shines a little bit in Arena. If you don't have Kang, you want to get ahead of your enemies. It's a very, very early speed up for the entire team that he uses. And that's why he had some value in Arena for a little bit. Let's move on to his kit, see why he is such a great character. I like this passive as well. I like these passives that affect a lot of the teams. Speed up to self, shield minions, Coulson, Kestrel, an additional 10% chance to apply assist now. And if we look at this ultimate of his, summoning 3 shield agents instead of 2, I think that's a great move. So ultimate and passive for Nick Fury again. You want to farm him. He is a permanent legendary that you need some Kree minions to farm, some dirty Kree minions. But if you could get through that, unlock Nick Fury, because you're going to need him for the raids. You're going to need him for additional content. Also could be a decent character in Dark Dimension 6 because of the legendary tag that he has. Healer seems to be the most popular class with 39% of users having that class attached to him, with Raider coming in very close second with 26% of users. I think Raider is actually better on his Invader team, but Healer is better on this old school shield teams that everybody using back in the day. And last but not least, coming in at the number 1 spot is a new character in Nemesis. Now, we talked about the Death Seed, where they're valuable. Raids, obviously. Crucible, obviously. War, very, very good as well. But I think Nemesis takes the cake over Dark Beast and Magneto because he is a great candidate for the global section of Dark Dimension 6. Yes, you could use Magneto in the legendary section, but you got some other options for there. Nemesis is kind of like a poor man's Magneto, looks kind of like a poor man's Ghost Rider Dormammu combo, but yeah, you're going to get a lot of value from Nemesis because his damage, his health steal is a actual health steal, doing percent-based damage, and that is awesome in Dark Dimension. Let's go take a look at his kit. He has a health steal on his basic, he has health steal on his special, he has health steal on his ultimate, and as far as the best T4, more damage to self and Death Seed is an awesome T4. Getting more damage to all enemies and trauma for 2 turns to all enemies only in the raids is a good one as well. More health steal from each target is great, not just in the raids, but also in Dark Dimension as well. Speed up is also very good as well. This is a great character if you want to farm him. He was just made available in the Crucible store. And as far as the best ISO 8 class as well, Striker, 71% of players have Striker attached to Nemesis. And that is it. Now, there are some honorable mentions that I do need to mention. CLOAK and Winter Soldier are both important part of raid teams. Now, CLOAK does have an added benefit of being a horseman. So yes, you should also build CLOAK. She's very, very good. She would come in at the 11 or 12th spot if this was a longer list. Winter Soldier also very good for that rebirth team. Let's talk about the rest of the horsemen though. Wong, Scarlet Witch, Heartless, Agatha, Hulk, Abomination, Cho, She-Hulk, Antimix, Dazzler, all farmable, all needed for Apocalypse. Hello is also very good on the Undying team, and Emma, also a great character, a great plug and play character as well. But that is it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this list. Hopefully it was helpful to you in deciding which characters you want to build. Does your list look like mine? Do you have some different valuation in these game modes? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If this video was helpful for you, hit that like button. Have a great rest of your day. And if you want to see some of the best plug-and-play characters, make sure you check out the video up there. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Thanks for watching, guys.